Hello, everyone. I'm Ross Palumbo. Here's a look at your top stories at this hour. Jury deliberations are in their second day now in the murder trial of Rebecca Grossman. She's accused of killing two boys while driving in Westlake Village. KCAL's Jasmine Veal is outside the courtroom right now with the very latest.
Hey there, yeah, just a quick update here. I just stepped out of the courtroom here at the Van Nuys Courthouse. Second day of jury deliberations in the high-profile murder trial of Rebecca Grossman. So here's what happened today, and we knew this by Thursday afternoon that the jurors had some questions. They wanted the court to clarify and reread some testimony. So that's what happened here this morning. The jury came back into the courtroom. Rebecca Grossman was there with her attorneys, along with her husband and daughter. They were right there by her side. We did not see the mother in all of this. Nancy Iskander, she was not there, but her friends were, her supporters. They were there, as they have been throughout this 6-week trial, to listen to what was reread, and it was some emotional testimony, not only from Nancy that had to be reread about the day of that crash, what she saw as she pointed to the white SUV hitting her two boys, but also the jurors were reread testimony from two prosecution witnesses, Susan Manners and Jake Sands. They talked about, as those witnesses described what they saw in the moments and then after that crash, describing the white SUV and the black SUV that were changing lanes, racing each other. I saw jurors taking notes during all of this. Nancy Iskander's friends, they were crying, wiping away tears as the Grossman family sat across on the other side of the courtroom. And then they were released after they heard the testimony to go back and deliberate, to break for lunch, and now into the afternoon hours. No word on if a verdict will be made today or if this will then they will have to go through the weekend and return on Monday. So we are standing by, and of course we'll bring you the very latest on KCAL News.
All right, thanks a lot, Jasmine. We'll see you at 4. Turning now to your weather, a live look at LAX at this hour. If you're staying in town this weekend, hey, you're in for a couple of beautiful days, a lot of sunshine out there. KCAL meteorologist Marina Jurica is tracking the latest conditions in your next weather forecast. Marina.
TGIF, what a beautiful way to end out the week. We've got a lot of high-level clouds out there, but overall things are gorgeous. 77 degrees currently in Long Beach. We do have some gusty winds because of the Santa Anas that are kicking up around our area, especially throughout the I-5 corridor in portions of the Antelope Valley heading on into Ventura County. Along the coastline, not too bad. Inland Empire, Big Bear, so mountains, valleys, you know the trouble spots. We'll continue to see some breezy conditions as we move into the afternoon. But looking at temperatures this afternoon, we're topping out warmer than we've been in a very long time. 77 in Fullerton and Chino, 75 in Riverside, 72 in San Bernardino, 66 in Lancaster, 70 in Santa Clarita, 72 in Simi Valley and Malibu, 73 in Pasadena, and 75 degrees in Santa Ana. So enjoy. The weekend looks very nice. Partly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 73, so just a little bit cooler, and then cooler on Sunday, and that has to do with the fact that we're getting closer to our next system that will bring us rain on Monday and Tuesday. So we'll see increased clouds with a high of 69, but dry all weekend. So get out there, enjoy it, and make those outdoor plans before our next system brings us some rain on Monday and Tuesday. This system doesn't look as powerful as the last couple of series of storms that we've seen in February, but we will see up to about a ½ an inch of rainfall, possibly isolated local amounts as we push into the beginning of next week. So otherwise, just get out there and enjoy your weekend.
Looking good. Thanks a lot, Marina. Well, work has started to secure this abandoned high-rise project in downtown Los Angeles. LA City Council member Kevin De Leon making the announcement today. The site has become a target for graffiti and dangerous stunts here. Just last week, the LA City Council approved just more than $1 billion to tackle this problem. Officials say the developers of this building ran out of money years ago and have not responded to demands from the city to get on this issue. The Biden administration announcing new widespread sanctions against Russia today. The move comes amid the ongoing war in Ukraine and just after the death of Putin critic Alexei Navalny while he was in prison. KCAL's Natalie Brand is live outside the White House right now with the very latest. Natalie.
Hi, Ross. And since Russia's full-scale war on Ukraine, the Biden administration has issued around 4,000 sanctions. This latest round is aimed at trying to prevent Russia from getting the support needed to support its military efforts.
On the eve of the 2-year mark since Russia invaded Ukraine, President Biden is taking new steps to squeeze Russia's economy.
We can't walk away now. And that's what Putin is betting on. He's betting on we're going to walk away.
The administration announced its largest round of sanctions to date, targeting companies linked to Russia's war effort, such as the company that makes the steel used in Russia's attack helicopters. The sanctions also include entities outside of Russia, including in China and the United Arab Emirates. George Washington research professor Bob Ortung is an expert on the region.
I don't think it's going to stop Russia's war fighting. I do think it's going to undermine the economy over the long term.
The U.S. also sanctioned 3 individuals in response to the death of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny.
Make no mistake, Putin is responsible for Alexei's death.
The president is also imploring the U.S. to pass much-needed aid for Ukraine. The White House says the war-torn country is having to ration ammunition and equipment. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer traveled to Ukraine to meet with President Volodymyr Zelensky Friday.
Cross fingers that we're still together.
It comes 10 days after the U.S. Senate passed a foreign aid package that's now held up in the House.
We are with you. The United States is with you. We will not abandon you. We will fight and fight and fight to get this needed aid to you.
Schumer says Zelensky told him Ukraine will lose the war without the vital aid.
Now, Congress is scheduled to return to Washington, D.C. from recess next week, but the path for aid for Ukraine is still a bit unclear. We've been reaching out to the House Speaker's office, and they still have not revealed how or when they could bring up this issue of foreign aid. Ross?
Natalie, so many moving parts still in this story. Is Zelensky still speaking with lawmakers trying to get that aid loosened up? And in the meantime, is anything happening in Washington to mark the 2-year invasion of Ukraine coming up tomorrow?
Yeah, well, tomorrow President Biden is expected to speak via phone with President Zelensky and G7 leaders as, again, they're trying to continue to rally this coalition of allies supporting Ukraine. We've seen President Zelensky pleading with U.S. lawmakers. This latest trip by the Senate Majority Leader, he was also meeting with them last week at the Munich Security Conference to really try to underscore the urgency and the time deadline of trying to get this security assistance as soon as possible. Also scheduled here tomorrow is a large rally in support of Ukrainians and Ukrainian Americans to mark that 2 years since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine.
Yes, and our Ukrainian community, Natalie, will be watching. Thank you so much. We know you're on it. This has been The Rundown. Thanks for joining us. We will be back live at 4 right here on CBS News Los Angeles.